this time, I would like to ask Don, thank you, appreciate that. Let us begin. Good evening, everyone. Today, the Tax Abatement Committee will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, September 28, 2021 at 6:04 p.m. via video conference. Meeting can be viewed at https://bit.ly/3LLANBO or join by telephone at 312-626-6799 or 301-715-8592 and enter webinar ID 978-8988-8231 and add phone voice only passcode 086-940-149. We will be listening to the following items. Item 1, LM-2021-0203, order concerning real property taxes of Benita Taylor Rose on her motor vehicle tax account number 833951. Item 2, LM-2021-0357, order concerning real property taxes of Jamar Sims on motor vehicle tax account 686655, 704-634, 94329, 98846, and 99560. Order for item number 3, LM-2021-0385, order concerning real property taxes of William Jackson on motor vehicle tax accounts 76454 and 75158. Items 4 through item 11 will be for committee action only. Item 4, LM-2021-0283, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Robert J. Fiango on his residence grant list of 2020. Item 5, LM-2021-0284, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Teresa DePino on her residence for grant list of 2019 and 2020. Item 6, LM-2021-0285, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Edward J. Shaw Jr. on his residence grant list of 2020. Item 7, LM-2021-0315, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Dorothy L. Mooring on her residence grant lists of 2019 and 2020. Item 8, LM-2021-0316, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Brenda L. Fulcher on her residence known as grant lists of 2017 through 2020. Item 9, LM-2021-0323, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from William B. Mayer on his residence known as 193 Dover Street, grant list of 2020. Item 10, LM-2021-0358, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Robert Castillo on his residence grant list of 2020. Last but not least, item 11, LM-2021-0359, order abating deferred collection of real property taxes due from Stephanie P. Consiglio, her residence known as 23 Huntington Road, grant list of 2020. If you have or need a disability-related accommodation, please call 3 business days in advance at 203-946-7651 voice or 203-946-8582 TTY. Public may send public comment to publictestimony@newhavenct.gov or join the meeting via video conference. Meeting can be viewed on the link that was stated earlier or joined by the telephone at the numbers provided earlier and enter the webinar ID accordingly and use the appropriate passcode as stated earlier during this particular agenda. Now, without further ado, I would like to ask my colleagues to please introduce themselves, starting with my colleague, Alder Roth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Abby Roth, Ward 7.
Alder Douglas.
Frank Douglas, Ward 2.
Alder Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Alder Singh, Ward 5.
Alder Dakota.
I'm sorry, my apologies. My computer went south somewhere. South Dakota, Ward 18. Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you, Alder Dakota, and I appreciate you joining us and assisting us with quorum. I do want to apologize on behalf of the Vice Chair who was unable to attend at this time, given some family emergencies. Nevertheless, he would like to inform us that he's going to make an attempt to join us a little later on during this meeting. I would like to thank Don for his assistance, as well as Al Lucas, in ensuring that this meeting goes smoothly and appropriately. And at this time, I would like to ask Don if there are any participants for items 1, 2, or 3.
Well, on item 1, I've been trying to get a hold of Miss Taylor for the last couple of meetings, and she has not responded. She has already paid her taxes, so at this point, I think the committee, my recommendation is the committee should just give it leave to withdraw.
I agree. We certainly have been in communication, you and I, and this is, I believe, the 3rd attempt that we have asked for her to join us in order for her to explain her situation and see how we can try to assist. But I believe it's appropriate to leave to withdraw at this time. How about item 2?
The item 2 and item 3 said that they would both attend the meeting. We had somebody who did call in by phone, but they have since gone away. So at this point, it's probably would have to be delayed, have to be moved until the next meeting.
Duly noted. I certainly am in agreement. And I'll certainly we'll discuss this further with our committee. And then I see that items 4 through 11 are strictly for our committee because per your conversation, these individuals qualify for the abatement, given that they fall under the category.
Yeah, these are all repeat residents. Of course, it's so large because the 2020 taxes just came out and they need to reapply each year, or hopefully try to get them to reapply each year. So they meet the requirements. As I sent out on the memo, their financial breakdown, and they do meet the state requirements.
And for purposes of this committee and for anyone watching, what are some of those qualifications in order for them to be in compliance with meeting the criteria for the tax abatement?
The basic requirement is you take their income, break it down to a monthly amount, and you take their monthly expenses. The expenses include if they were on a tax payment program for monthly, and if it comes down to a negative number, then they are considered too poor to pay for that, and they are now eligible for the tax abatement program.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Don. At this time, I would like to entertain anyone from the public. Don, if you have anyone during this call to join us.
Nobody's there.
So I would like to make a public announcement. Does anyone from the public wish to testify on items 1 through 11? I would like to ask on a second time, does anyone from the public wish to testify on items regarding real property taxes abatement or deferring collection of real properties? Going twice. On the third time, I would like to ask the public if they wish to testify on items 1 through 11 at this time. Hearing none, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public portion of this meeting.
Mr. Chair, I move to close the public portion of the meeting.
I recognize Alder
Second.
Ross, and I recognize
I
Alder-
second.
Thank you. So it has been moved and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor to close the public portion of this meeting indicated with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you all. I would entertain motions for items 1 through 3. Alder Ross,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for item 1, I move to leave to withdraw.
do I hear a second?
Second.
The item has been moved and seconded. Alder Ross has made a motion to leave to withdraw. It has been seconded by Alder DeCola. And it would be appropriate, given that this will be the third attempt that we have provided this constituent to come before this committee so that we can ascertain the reason for her need to get a tax abatement and see how we can assist. Unfortunately, at this time, we're going to ask that she comes back. I'm just going to ask that you can just put yourself on mute. I'm hearing a lot of background noise. Sorry about that. Thank you. So I would ask, I'm wondering if that's me. I do apologize. I just hear this sound in my computer. So at this time, she has not come before this committee for 3 attempts. So I would certainly agree with my colleague. Any additional comments, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor to leave to withdraw item 1, please indicate it with an eye.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstention? The ayes have it. Thank you. I entertain any additional motions for items 2 and 3.
A point of order, or information. Is this the first time they missed?
That is correct.
So I remember in the past, we would just pass over these 2 and give them one more shot.
Yep.
If everybody's in favor of that. I mean, Zoom can be difficult for some people, so I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. All right?
Indeed. Thank you all to the caller. We certainly want to give them 2 other additional opportunities to come before us. You've certainly been in this committee quite a long time, so you pretty much know how the process works. So thank you for that. Let's go over now items 4 through 11. Alder Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For 4 through 11, I move to approve the requests.
Second.
The motion has been moved by Alder Ross to approve items 4 through 11, which would be abating the deferred collection of real properties for these constituents. As we have heard, Don, they meet the criteria for the state. They are too poor to pay. Every year they have to reapply. So that would certainly be reasonable for them to apply and for us to approve it. The motion has been seconded by our colleague, Alder Douglas. Additional comments, concerns? Seeing none, all in favor, please indicate it with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention? The ayes have it. Don, for items 2 and 3, can we just skip over them and bring them back during next committee meeting?
Yeah,
Or
you just pass over.
Okay,
And I'll contact them and tell them they've got to attend the next meeting. Then again, send them the information. Wait a minute, hold on a second.
yep,
Nope. Thought we had somebody come in and by phone.
Yeah.
It was up 1, then all of a sudden it disappeared.
not a problem. So
Oh,
let us,
it's Alder Edwards.
gotcha. At this moment, I would like to recognize our colleague, Alder Kimberly Edwards. Thank you for joining us, madam. At this time, I'll bring you up to speed very quickly for items 1, which is concerning real property taxes of Anita Taylor. We are going to leave to withdraw, given that she has had 3 attempts to come before our committee, but has still not been able to show. We're going to pass over items 2 and 3. This is the first time before this committee. We would like to give them an opportunity to come back, and we definitely received that reminder from Alder DeCola. And then items 4 through 11, these are repeat residents who qualify for deferring collection of their real property taxes because they meet the criteria for the state, they're too poor to pay, and they have to reapply every year. So we are, thank you to Alder Roth, we're gonna approve those items, and everyone has been in agreement. So at this time, we're gonna pass over 2 and 3. Any additional comments, questions, concerns?
If I may, Mr. Chair,
Of course, Alder.
to be passed over, should we continue to a second hearing? That's my question.
Yes, so we've passed over these 2 items, item 2 and item 3. They will come back during the next meeting. Don's gonna reach out to them, remind them of the next meeting. They're gonna be able to come before us. And if they miss that meeting, we can ask Don to ask them to come again, either in December or the following year, and try to have an opportunity to listen to their concerns and see how we can assist. At which point, if they fail to come 2 additional times, we will make a suggestion to leave to withdraw, but they can always come back later to state their case.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My comment is to pass it to a second hearing, so we need some file going on to the second hearing.
It has been passed over, so it would be a record that they will come back either during the next meeting, or if Don contacts them and they say, leave us, let me go in during November or December, we'll certainly get that piece of communication at a later date. And we certainly will let the committee know.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Chair,
Chair.
Yes,
apparently we have somebody on the phone that has joined the meeting, if you wanted to speak to them or not.
of course. Do you know which item or the person on the phone?
He's on the phone. He's on a Galaxy S10.
Okay. So I would like to, before we allow Galaxy S10, given that the public portion has already been closed, I would like to ask
It's saying it's wrong on my end. Oh,
if you can mute Galaxy S10 for 1 second. I'm gonna ask this committee if they would be willing to open the public portion of this meeting in order to entertain Galaxy S10. Do I hear a second? Do I hear a motion in a second?
I'd like to make a motion to reopen the public session.
Second.
Motion has been moved, it has been seconded. All in favor indicated with an eye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstention? The ayes have it. The public portion has been reopened, and I would like to ask Mr. Galaxy S10 or Mrs. Galaxy S10 to please state your name, your address for the record, and your case.
say your name. Jamar Sims.
How you doing, Mr. Sims?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. Please, if you can just state your address for the record.
120 Hemingway Street, Unit 14. That's
Say that again. I'm sorry. Did you say New Haven?
Yeah, he's coming in as a panelist. Hold on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's muted again. There it goes.
I'm sorry. I'm new to this. Sorry about that,
Okay.
guys.
No worries.
I apologize.
No worries, Mr. Sims. Welcome. So you
Um,
state your address. If you could just confirm the city and state.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Perfect.
Did you get the zip code?
Sure.
It's 06513.
I appreciate that. And now state your case and how can we be of service to you?
Well, back in, I don't know the correct year, back in 2005, I had purchased I want to say 2007 or 6. I don't know the exact year. I purchased a Honda Civic, and I was young, and the car got repoed. And when I went to the place to get my stuff, I had to pay $25 to get my stuff out the car, but I didn't take the plates. So all these years accumulated, I end up owing taxes. So I went to go purchase a car maybe last month, and I owe, I think, maybe $3,000 of outstanding taxes. So I went to the city hall. They told me what I needed to do. I did everything. I think they took off $890, and then I end up filling out this paperwork, and then I don't know what gentleman called me. He said, we're gonna have a Zoom meeting, and I'm here today to see if I can get some of this stuff cut. I don't mind paying what I actually owe for the taxes. I just want to see if I could get the interest cut off, because it was pretty high. And you know, I didn't understand the game back then. I was only 18. That was my fault. I'm not saying I wasn't wrong for that, but you know, yeah, and I registered multiple cars. And this never popped up. So all of a sudden, when I went to this dealership, it popped up, and that's the reason why I couldn't get the car I was trying to get. So I was trying to save some money and see if you guys could approve me to see if I can get all this thing, you know, get it cut down. You know, it's
Yeah, thank you for sharing that story. I certainly have a little bit of data, and the committee has also been in receipt of the taxes and the interest that are due. So I just want to ask, based on what we received, the car was repossessed back in 2008.
yeah. I bought the car. Nah, not 2000. Now we talking about the Civic or the BMW?
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Honda Civic.
Okay. So
That got taken. I bought the car, I don't know what month, but it got taken within the 4th month. I didn't have it on long. I was only 18, 19 years old. I didn't even have the car long. And they took the car. I had to pay $25 to get my property out, but I didn't know I was supposed to take them plates and return them plates. And I kept getting charged for interest for all them years.
okay.
That was the issue. And as far as the BMW, I've been calling the dealership, and I haven't gotten in touch with them. They also took that car too, and I'm getting charged still for that. But right now, I was taking care of the Civic. I still haven't gotten contact with the other people yet for the BMW. I'm still working on that one, sir, as we go.
So just a point of clarity, I misspoke. The car was actually repossessed November 18, 2007, based on the documents we received from Acura Financial Services.
Yes, sir.
The car was sold January 10th, 2008.
Okay.
And that
All
was
right.
sold at a private auction for
Yes.
$800, and it was informed that the plates were destroyed at the auction in January 10th, 2008.
Oh,
So at least we can understand that prior to November 18, 2007, you were in
yes.
of the vehicle. So I see that your taxes run from the following years. In 2005, you had, in 2006, it's
Yes, sir.
a total of $355.10. And then in 2007, $1,158.75.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have an adjustment for 2008 for $6.
Correct.
And then if I just tally that real quickly, that's a total of $1,519.85.
Correct.
And that would be what you owe for the Honda Civic, which is what you're here for this evening.
Yes, sir.
So before I continue, I would like to ask the committee, do you have any questions at this time? Seeing none, I'm going to continue with the questions
Alder
for
Roth has a question, Mr. Chair.
Alder Roth. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question actually, and thank you, Mr. Sims, for your presentation. My question might actually be for Mr. Hayden. On the information we got for 2008, it has total due $6, but the car tax is $0 and the interest is $0. So that you said was an adjustment. Can you just explain? I mean, it's only $6, but I'm just curious where the $6 comes from.
Yeah, the tax office is notorious for not taking off that $6 fee until they're told. But he technically really does not owe that $6. They should have charged him for it, and when the assessor adjusted that 1 year.
Okay, great. That's helpful. So we should ignore the $6, it sounds like, in any calculation. Thank you.
Thank you, Alder Roth, which means that if we were to reduce the $6, the amount that would be owed would be $1,513.85, and that is including both taxes and the interest. So, Mr. Sims, given that you were still in possession of the vehicle, I see here that you owe $106.46 for taxes and $342.32 for the taxes, which would be a total of $448.78. If we were to assist you by removing for the year 2006, $248.64, and removing 2007, which is the interest of $816 with 43 cents, which is a total of $1,065 with 7 cents. Would you be able to pay the remainder tax, which is $448 with 78 cents?
Of course, I know I have to pay those. I
Okay.
don't have no problem paying that, sir. It's just was the interest and everything else was killing me. That's the only thing, you know, I was looking, you know, kind of embarrassed because when I went to go pick up my car, that popped up and I couldn't understand why this popped up so many years ago. I thought it was straight and I didn't know. Like I said, I was new to that back in the day and I totally forgot about that car. But if you guys can do that for me, I'll be down there within a couple of days to pay that. That's no issue at all, sir.
So, of course, I appreciate it. Now, here's my next question, because I do
Go
see
ahead, sir.
you have 3 taxes that you owe for your BMW 328X, which is 2015, 2016, and 2017.
Yes. I'm trying to, they sold me a lemon. The tow truck came and got it. And I'm still paying tax. They just came and got it. Them plates, they took the plates back. The car dealership. I don't know what happened. I got it from this car dealership in Naugatuck. It's called a Better Way Wholesaler. It's in Naugatuck, Connecticut. I've been getting in touch with them. They haven't get in touch with me because taxes came up with that too. But I no longer had that car. I didn't even have that car no longer than 6-7 months. And if I had it longer than that, then they lying on their behalf because they basically sold me a lemon. You know, I thought I was getting a good deal, and I just was having bad luck, you know, beginner's luck, you know, trying to buy these cars from these side dealerships and not really knowing what's going on. And I kind of got ripped off. I got frustrated and was like, you know what, come get the car, basically.
When did you initially purchase the vehicle?
What year? Oh, man, I want to say in 2000. This is 21. It couldn't have been it got to be in between. I want to say 2000 and, oh man, I want to say 2012, maybe 13, maybe. I don't know the correct year, sir. It was so long. It literally was that long ago.
No problem. So what I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to ask Alder Edwards. I'm going to yield my time to her. Alder Edwards, you have the floor.
Thank you. This question may have actually, my question was partially asked by Alder Roth. The $6 concerned me. And I may have missed it from logging in late. What is your total ask of us? What is your true ask of us tonight, Mr. Sims? As far as
I'm basically trying to get all the interest wiped away. I'm willing to pay for whatever whatever the taxes I got to pay for when I had the car until they took the car. That's on both ends. It's just the interest was killing me, man. I don't have no problem paying for whatever I got to pay for when I had purchased the car and when they took it. And that's what the young lady at the city hall was trying to tell me. I got to call the place that financed them. They need some type of proof stating the car got purchased this day and got taken on that day. And I brung that information. And then I filled out some paperwork, and now I'm here talking to you guys, seeing if y'all can help me out. Hold on, I can't hear you. Did she mute me? Hold on. I can hear you now, ma'am.
Alder Edwards, you
I
muted.
probably muted myself.
Oh.
Because I got my notebook and I'm okay. I just wanted to clarify what your ask of us was tonight so that I can get it right in my head and start my calculations. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Alder Edwards.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with you. Thank you for asking that question. I would have to say that at this time, unless I missed it, and Don, please correct me if I'm wrong, there's no documentation or any proof regarding the BMW. So I would certainly entertain the ability to help you and assist you with the Civic, and then we can ask Don to see if there's any documentation that we were supposed to be in receipt regarding the BMW.
Yes, sir.
What time it was purchased and what time it was repossessed. Don.
I don't, sorry about that. I didn't mean to raise my hand.
No, I just didn't see
No,
any-
he's basically, we have no proof on the BMW at this point, and I don't know if or when we're going to do it. If he can afford the taxes themselves, you have the authority to forgive the interest on it because he no longer has the car.
Got it. Okay. So going off of the what I just heard from staff, Mr. Sims, there's no evidence that the car was repossessed. There's no evidence that the car is no longer or is with the company. If you can get that paperwork and send it to us, that'll be great. But at this time, are you asking us to waive the interest for item or for the BMW for years 2015, 2016?
Whatever you could help me with, sir, I'm willing to, because that for some reason I think they're doing something funny towards me, because they definitely have the car. They sold me a lemon and I don't know where the car is at. I really don't. They told me to leave the keys. They told me to leave the keys under the seat and put it in front of the house. It was gone the next day. And I know, and nobody can't take and drive it because the car couldn't move. And that type of foreign car, it needs to go on a flatbed. You can't use a regular tow truck for that. So I know for a fact they got the car. I don't know the exact date, but I don't want to keep getting charged for something that I don't have anymore. If I can catch up on that payment, then that's that. We can call it a quits. I just don't want to keep paying taxes for a car that I don't have anymore.
I understand. So
that's what because I see that I got a receipt. I think I got a tax paper for that. Or actually, you guys, when I went to the city, they showed me a new bills coming around for that. And I didn't have that car for years. And my main concern was really that Civic. And then the Beamer came up. And it was basically the same thing happened. I didn't have it that long. It's just I couldn't afford a Civic. They repoed that. And the BMW was a lemon. And I got rid of it.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Sims. I don't mean to interrupt. Let me ask you this again. What is your ask of us for the BMW? Are you asking to waive the interest?
Yeah, what is the total? I don't even know. What is the total amount?
The total amount for the BMW, you have $179.37 for year 2015.
Yes.
You have $154.06 for year 2016, and then you have $111.40 for year 2017, which gives you a total of $444.83. If we're able to reduce and eliminate the interest, you will owe a total of $649.03 for the actual taxes. That means that if you're able to pay for the BMW taxes along with the Civic, you will owe a total of $1,097. I'm sorry, $1,097.81, and we will be reducing $2,613.71 of interest.
Yeah, I can do that. I can't do it all at once, but I could do it in 4 payments. I'll do like 250, 250, 250. I could break it down. So but if you guys can do that for me, then I'll be happy with that, sir.
So definitely. I got good news and bad news. Unfortunately, we cannot allow you to pay in payments or monthly installments. However, we can give you 3 months for you to come up with that amount and pay it all in one time.
Oh, that's more than enough time.
Okay.
That's way more than enough time, sir.
Okay, so if we can reduce $2,613.71, that'll bring you down to $1,097.81. That means that you would have, forgive me, we're gonna reduce $1,509.90 if this committee so chooses to do so. It'll bring you down to $1,097.81. You'll get 3 months for you to make that payment. However, if you miss to pay that in full, the day that it's due, you will have to then pay everything else. The interest will be accumulated once again, and you will owe the total of $2,613.71.
Understood.
Yep. So anything further you want to let us know?
Nah, y'all actually helping me out a lot. I have nothing to say, to be honest with you.
No, I appreciate your time. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I'm glad you were able to explain this. We will certainly make a decision. You don't have to stay for the whole meeting. We're actually gonna, you can contact Don tomorrow,
Yes.
and he can let you know what is gonna be the decision of this committee. Now,
Yeah, he can send it to my email because I'm running late for work, but I had to take this call. This was more important. My boss already know what's going on, so
Gotcha.
it just took me a minute to get on this call. I couldn't figure it out.
I don't want to keep you any further. Are you looking to register a new vehicle?
Yeah, but I can't do it until this is paid for. Basically, I got turned down. It popped up in the system.
Okay. So I'm not sure if, so do you have another vehicle at this moment?
I'm actually in the rental car right now.
Okay, because I do know that, thank you, Al, because I believe that this will not help you with your DMV. Al, do you want to join and let us know just a little bit? Because you have more of an insight.
I'm frozen. Help you. I'm frozen.
Okay.
Frozen.
Can you get my pants, please? Somebody frozen.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I do know that.
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Don.
Okay, if you pass it to forgive the interest, it would go as a second reading at the board meeting on the 18th. So we would have the 18th, October, November, December, January 18th, he'd have to pay it all by.
Okay.
January 18th.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the sooner you can pay
Write
it.
this down. Write that down for me on the calendar. Sorry, guys. January 18th.
Good.
Sorry,
the sooner
guys.
you can pay it, the sooner you'd be able to get another car.
No problem. I need a good month, so I'm not worrying about it, sir. Y'all
Okay.
actually did a good job in helping me out. If y'all approve me for this.
Yeah, because it'll give them an additional 2 weeks if they go for the second reading on the 18th as opposed to a UC on the 4th.
Right. So if it's appropriate for, if it's more beneficial for you to give you that time of 3 months, we can certainly do that. Once this committee has voted this item favorably, then it'll go before the board, and then the decision will be made by the full board. At which point, once that decision has been made, then Don will be able to provide you with the appropriate appropriate documentation for you to bring down over to the tax assessor's office, where you can then make payments.
Okay.
All right. Any additional questions or comments you want to make, Mr. Sims?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. At this time, I would like to ask the public if there is anyone in the public that will wish to speak on any of the items that have been brought before this committee at this time. Oh, you know what? I do apologize. Alder Roth or anybody in the committee, do they have items or questions or concerns regarding what Mr. Sims said?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair. I didn't have a question, but if Mr. Sims, I know he has to go to work. He can leave now if he wants to. Is that correct?
Okay. You sure?
Okay, I just wanted.
All right, everybody have a good one now.
Too. Have a good day at work, sir.
All right. Babe, how you hang this up? I don't know how to do this thing.
At this time, I would like to entertain the public. If anybody wishes to testify in favor or against items 1 through 11, this will be your time. Don, if you can check for me if there's anybody in the public. At this time, I would like to ask a second time from the public if anybody wishes to testify in favor or against items 1 through 11. Going the third time, I will ask anyone from the public if you wish to testify on items 1 through 11, either in favor or against. This will be the appropriate time. Seeing none, Don, if you can confirm if there's anyone.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Because there's nobody here who wishes to testify,
No
I would
public.
like to entertain a motion to close the public portion of this meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Sir,
Alder Douglas, I'd like to make a motion to close the public portion of this hearing.
the motion has been moved by Alder Douglas. It has been seconded by Alder Roth. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor to close the public portion of this meeting, indicated with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention? The ayes have it. This meeting, or the public portion of this meeting, is now closed. Given that we have made all the appropriate motions, because we did listen to our constituent for item number 2, I would like to ask if the motion, actually, because we were gonna pass over, I would like to entertain a motion for item 2. Does anybody wish to move this item, and what will be the decision, or what would you like for this item to have done? Alder Roth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For item 2, I would move to forgive the interest for both cars and also take that extra $6 off. Thank you.
Second, I second.
The motion has been moved by Alder Roth to forgive the interest for the Honda Civic and the BMW, which would forgive tax years 2006, 2007, 2008 for the Civic, and 2015, 2016, 2017 for the BMW on the interest alone, which would then give us a total of $1,097.81 left over in the taxes. And it was seconded by Alder Douglas. I see Alder Edwards. Madam, you have the floor.
I got
Got to put my hand down again. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was just like to third and agree with Alder Roth
Mhm.
and waive all the interest for both cars, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Alder Edwards. I would like to fourth that, and I'm in agreement with you, Alder Roth, as well as Alder Douglas. And certainly, the gentleman wants to be able to pay what he owes. Hopefully, he can get a hold of the, I believe he stated was wholesale auto, a better way wholesale auto in Naugatuck, which means hopefully he can get that situated in order for him not to get an additional bill in the future. But definitely, we can assist him with waiving over $2,000 in interest so that he can pay his taxes, so that he will have the opportunity to get away from a rental and be able to get a new vehicle and register.
Oh man, come on. I'm right
Any
here.
additional comments? Seeing none, all in favor to approve the item 2 be waived, that the interest for item 2 be waived and only consider the taxes, please indicate it with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The ayes have it. So at this time, we're gonna leave to withdraw item 1. We're gonna pass over, we made a motion to approve the withdrawal or the removal of the interest of item 2, with the exception of the taxes, which he's gonna be paying full. Number 3, we're gonna pass over, and items 4 through 11, we are gonna move with approval of these items because they meet the criteria, they're too poor to pay, and they qualify and they're reapplying. Now, I would like to ask Alder Roth, given the circumstances of this gentleman, given that he needs some time, do you want this to be a UC item or just a regular first reading?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for asking. It sounded, if I understand correctly, that it's better to give him a little more time, but that I want to make sure that once he pays, he'll be able to get a new car and he's not down by the 3 months. And also, I just want to note to make sure that $6 also is knocked off that he doesn't really owe.
That is correct.
Come on, I gotta go, man.
And the $6 has been off.
I will check with the tax office and have them take it off tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll put it into the order.
Cool. So we're gonna have this as a regular item. Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion to,
so moved.
Second,
It has been seconded. No discussion needed. All in favor to conclude this meeting, indicated with an eye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Good night. God bless.
aye,
Be well.
thank you.